So today reviewing the Turncoat. This is an event schematic from the spy weapon set, or spy set. I think it goes either way. Then it can return in the spy llamas or be fluxed from the collection book. Now, I don't think these can return in the weekly shop, but they might sometimes, maybe. But I could be completely wrong. In fact, I think I am, but I don't exactly remember because, to be dead honest, I don't really pay attention to the weekly shop. I kind of get what I get and I just get out of it. But you might look at this and say, this is just a pistol, which you are correct if you were playing Battle Royale. But in fact, this is a separate gun from that. Because the quote-unquote pistol of Battle Royale, which, well, I don't know why I said quote-unquote, it is a pistol, but the pistol from Battle Royale is just the normal saber pistol. So, if they weren't to make a new model for it, this is what a gold version of the pistol would probably look like. But instead of using this pistol, the Vigilante, I think it's called, or something, no, the Jackal. But instead of using the Jackal model from Save the World for the legendary copies, we got the Turncoat. Now, yes, the weapon does look cooler, but I don't exactly remember if it actually performs any better from the Jackal, because I haven't used this gun in forever. This was the last perks I ran with it, so this is what I'm going to be using, obviously. It has affliction, double crit damage, crit rating, and a magazine size. It can have 3 magazine size to my knowledge, but that's just no way to really run a gun. I think that's a little obvious. But we will be testing this out, of course, in game, and I can't really say it's good or bad. I can't make a little pre-assumption, because it's just been so long since I last used it that I honestly don't even know myself, which is kind of a rare case in this situation, so yeah. This will be the pistol build we're using, just a simple Beetlejuice with the support team of, support perk, or team perk, of Flow Rocking Out with Battle Beats, Subway First, Hip Shots, Syrian Might, and instead of Calamity, we're using Lock and Reloaded. Now, this is in the hopes of more consistent damage instead of just the first 6 shots doing more damage. That is the hope, and I hope it balances out and maybe does more throughout the weapon, instead of just the first 6 shots, of course, which obviously it will, but, it's only for 5 seconds, and, we'll burn through. I don't think we're going to reload perfectly on time, but hopefully it will make it so we do more damage with more bullets instead of just the first 6 guaranteed. So, yeah. In-game and test this out, because I'm honestly kind of looking forward to it, because I haven't used this gun in a very, very long time, and I just hope it's good. Anyways, let's get in-game, and let's test this out. Alrighty, we are in-game. So let's go craft ourselves the Turncoat. So, I don't really know what to say about the weapon. It's simply just a pistol. Now, it can have those bonus 6 perks where standing still gives you a bonus damage like husks, mist monsters and such. Or I think one of them even replenishes your shield, which can be very nice if you're, for some reason, doing something with a shield. Which, most of the time, you're not. But, point being, it could be very tasty, very tasty. And you can't tell, I also changed my skin between that cutaway point, because I just wanted to. And they're already asking to start the mission, so I guess we can just vote yes. Anyways, as see, it does pack a punch. Absolutely does. But it is a bit more of a slow firing pistol. Oh, I don't know why I couldn't say that. But as you can see, it is a bit slower, but it has a really good amount of damage. I'm honestly kind of surprised that you fucking bored. Has a nice sound effect too, may I add. Not good as the, Whisper 45 that I have 140 forward, but, still a good sound effect. Like it, I like it. It did pretty well against those enemies, and they've already... Okay, this is gonna be a quick one, I guess. But I'll cut back. Actually, I don't need to cut back. There's already a big crowd. What am I saying? They've thrown this reveal off so badly. I'm gonna smash her. Can't do a wafer test, sadly. But we can do a flat test. And as we can see, it's not doing the best. And we have Director Briggs, or Riggs, or whatever his name is. Freaking kicking its ass. Let's go. It's like bad. Oh, I want to do another hero. I want to do a hero review. I think Director Briggs could be a good one. Or not. Is it Briggs or Riggs? I don't remember, honestly. We got a lot of smashers. They're kind of lining up. Now I'm being slowed down. I'm about to die. But I'm going to throw down my my drone just in case. Very interesting, very interesting. Like, see, against a smasher, it doesn't seem to be doing all that well. Which, depending on how you play, could be a little problematic. you're trying to focus on one enemy with a pistol, I don't think you're gonna, you know, kill one. Wow, teammate, thank you. Thank you. Almost skipped over me. As you can see, it's not the best, nor is it really the worst. I do think the Whisper 45 would be doing better as a pistol. But, you know, I think it really isn't. I don't think I'm really showing it off all that well at the moment, because I don't have fully rocking out. I don't have all my buffs I usually be able to enable, and I can't really go out and grab those at the moment because we're in the middle of the defense, and I just don't want to go scavenge for metal. But as you see, the pistol does really good against enemies, and with the affliction, you know, we can just kind of tap them and then like let them do its thing. Also, it does have decent range and pretty good accuracy. I think, yeah, if you just crouch and tap it naturally, it just always spins back to normal, like instantaneously, which is very tasty, especially for a pistol. It's like, yeah, when I tap the trigger as fast as I can, it will always just lock back onto its default pinpoint accuracy. So it's a very accurate pistol. I'm just not accurate myself. Which is problematic, especially for, you know, reviewing weapons. But it's fine. It's fine. Now, honestly, even without total rocking out, it's doing fairly well against enemies. It just doesn't seem to be much of a missed monster killing. So, let's see. Let's phase over. Get that glitch. Okay, I missed all my shots. And it is killing the husklings fairly fast, or mini husks. You know, they go by a lot of names in the community. I know some people who call them baby husks and husklings. They go by a lot. There's a lot of names. Some of them more offensive than others, because some of them use pretty outdated words for short people, I'll say. So, you know. Am I lagging? Is that why that guy just went invisible for a second? Invincible? I don't know if I picked up as invisible or invincible, but I meant to say invincible. You know, I just made a reference without even meaning it. But the pistol is doing fairly good. Kind of comparable to the Haywire Storm in a sense. Just doesn't fire as fast, and just has a higher damage output, which is super tasty. And honestly, I seem to be hitting all my headshots. You know, I aim for the head, it just seems to be getting headshots with it, which is very nice. Very nice. Also, I got a new microphone. I don't know how it sounds. I hope it sounds a bit more crisp and clean than before. I don't know if it does. But it's a very intro microphone. You know, it was a fairly cheap one, and it's really, you know, for amateur, beginner stuff. But it should be good. It should sound good, hopefully. And also, I don't have to worry about making the mistake of accidentally muting it, because it's a giant switch I have to like turn on and off. That's on the microphone, not on my headset, so you know, I don't have the mistake of muting myself with the microphone on my headset and be like, oh, everything's fine. Or was our downed teammate? Oh, did he die in storm? But as you see, it's doing fairly well. I'm kind of just waiting for the mini boss, because this segment is going to be fairly short due to the fact that they instantly started it. Oh, hello, janitor man from the one quest line. Okay, I'm getting my butt whooped by spitters, blasters, whatever you want to call them. I call them spitters. I think I've been over this with the channel already, but I know that spitters because they spit you. Their technical name is blasters, but they spit at you, so I call them spitters. You know, like the ones from Left 4 Dead. You know, I'll pop one on screen. God, I would love to play Left 4 Dead right now, but it's no longer on Xbox. I have Xbox 360 though. It's in storage and I can't go get it because guess who doesn't pay for their storage? Hopefully I haven't sold out my storage container. Hopefully. Sir. If you watch. As you can see, it's a shielded mini boss and it's meant to be using melees, but it's doing decent. Now of course it's not doing the best because it's a melee boss. Which means we should be using melees or abilities. But, you know, it's doing tasty. Now I'm going to pull out my good, reliable Storm King's Ravager. And just, you know, beat it up with a sword. Where did it go? Over here. Oh, this is tier 2 metal. I think you can do. Well, it's working. You know, I won't complain. But preferably should be tier 3. It works though. It's a bit on the weaker side. You see, I'm less pissed about it being tier 2 than it being brick. If it was brick, I'd be a lot more pissed because then they're doing 2x damage to it. But yeah, as you can see, it's not really a mini boss type of weapon, or not mini boss, but you know, mist monster. Well, it's also not a mini boss weapon, but it's, you know, it's not a mist monster. But it's good for, you know, single target like husks, or even if you're in a bit of a crowd, you can like tag an enemy with the affliction, swap to a different enemy. Stuck! I'm stuck! Swap to a different enemy. Oh my god, I'm stuttering and I'm stuck. Oh man, not a good combo. Not a good combo. Not a good combo at all. I had caffeine this morning. I don't know if that shines or shows. I don't know. Shooting its toes. I'll make it rhyme and I'm stuck again. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Run, Val, run. Anyways, I think I got what I need to show off from this game, so I'll see you in the next match. Alrighty, we are in our next match, and we already have a survivor to do a little bit of a crowd clear test on, so let's make sure they can access him, so we don't have to worry about them destroying the van. And I'm going to tame this raptor, then have it fight that raptor to the death, so I can have a good show. Okay, and it's also not killing the husks. But let's just let the husks get to the survivor. I feel like my raptor is going to kill the husk before I can actually do that. I don't know. So I'm going to ride on my raptor to make sure they can't actually kill the husks. They'll kill the husks that are targeting me. Now since we have a good little bunch of husks right here, so let's just shoot into them individually. And watch that affliction take care of it primarily. Very tasty, very good. Very tasty, very good. So if you do focus on them with affliction, individually, kind of like this, we just kind of go out and tap them like this. They will die, of course, and I think that's a little obvious. Because why wouldn't they? Affliction. Now, this zone does have healing death burst, so they might actually heal themselves before they die, which we don't want. I think, obviously. We want them dead. So, yeah. So, let's just do a little bit of a spray into the crowd. And not shoot anything for a couple bullets, because I was kind of zoning out looking at my recording. Making sure it wasn't looking too choppy. But I see it does fairly well, very tasty. Now I'm gonna actually go rescue the survivor, and I'll cut back if we get any big targets or mist monsters or such. Now I do actually want to demonstrate the length of this weapon, so let's get a bit back from these enemies, and let's just demonstrate that length, which, as you see, is fairly good. Especially far away, we get to keep a good distance, and we get to kill them with affliction and the bullets themselves. Super tasty. And then it can't reset because I was too far away. Yeah, that's how good the range is. Not even the encampments will know if you're, attacking it or not. So let's go in and let's get a little bit of an encampment test. We don't have any mist monsters, which is a little unfortunate for the encampment test, of course. But it does make it a little easier to demonstrate the weapon. And I think it also demonstrates how much freaking healing death burst sucks. Oh yeah. Let's pop a wafer and let's just target some enemies. Of course, with healing death burst, you should be targeting one enemy at a time, not going to do multiple. Because healing death burst is going to heal them, and then they're going to heal others around them, and it's really annoying. Like, really, really annoying. But let's use our little ability real quick to clear out those huskies. And just try to get these visuals. Yeah, it's doing really good if you can't tell. And there's even some more bullets than I was expecting. Say, I accidentally just reloaded before I was even out of the magazine. But I see it does very well. Now, then again, I do not have a full team. I only have 2 people at the moment. So if I had a full team, this would probably be even doing better, which is super tasty. Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
Over here.
But, oh, survivor. Survivor. Where is he? Where is he? I heard him.
Monsters coming.
Here below me. Let's go rescue the survivor. Very tasty. As you see, it is shredded. Also, the affliction does have a chance to crit every single time it does its little tick. Which there is a hero that does lengthen the affliction last time. I think it's hybrid that does that, a ninja. But point being, that's all he does, and it just isn't a thing that's worth it in builds usually. Now, if there's a weird niche loadout you want to try, he might be worth it. But from my personal experience, it's not like a necessary. It's not necessary. It's not a necessity. So yeah, you know, it's just not really worth it. Alrighty, we have a bit of a crowd right here, and I accidentally was in it for a second, almost died because I was trying to start the recording. But let's pop a wafer and see how fast we can kill them. Well, that was most of the crowd already, so yeah. And of course, let's show off that range again. Super tasty, super accurate. And of course, for it to be actually accurate, you have to crouch. And back in the day, you weren't able to crouch. So actually, back in the day, it wasn't always pinpoint accurate. But it kind of is. Like, it snaps back really quickly, but I think there's like a split chance for you to actually still not have that pinpoint accuracy when firing. I could be wrong. I don't have this eyesight, so, you know. Little interesting. But yeah. Alrighty, so a little PSA moment right now, but of course, don't be using broadsides like this. I don't think it goes without saying, but this is simply nothing you should really ever be doing. And, you know, you might not see me building these usually, which I do build in them, but they broke what I built, but then rebuilt it. I'm not playing that game, because this one, Edgar, broke what I built, which was something like this. But then they rebuilt it, and I'm not doing that. And then they're still misproperly using broadsides. So, you know, today I'm just not building. I'm not fucking building shit. If that's how it's gonna be, I'm just not doing it. Like, honestly. We have once again found toilet paper Ned. Let's give him that toilet paper. Like any good Samaritan should.
Thank you.
Anyways, see you later. I always do that. Alrighty, we have a mist monster right here, so let's go do a wafer test on it. Let's see how well it does. Now, this can actually stun, it looks like, which is super tasty. We have stunned it more than a couple times by now, and it is dead. They even have a chance to charge, which cannot be said for other weapons we've tested before, which is really tasty, honestly. So yeah, it seems like if you hit a couple headshots, it will stun them, which is pretty nice. Again, this is a shielder, and they're a little hard to shoot, because you have to shoot that small little window in their fridge. Fridge door. Yeah, it's a fridge door. I don't think much people have actually noticed that, but a little interesting, little fun fact. Also has a Cult Team Leader sticker on it. Yeah. Fun. Honestly, the Riot Shield Husky gives the same vibe as the Screen Door Shield Zombie from Plants vs. Zombies. And like, you have to fight it basically the same way too. Except, you know, you can't really shoot the zombie in the face through a little window in Plants vs. Zombies. You have to kind of like go over it, which most of the time you're fighting Riot Huskies, I don't think much people will actually aim it towards his face. You just kind of jump behind it and try to get it that way, which is super funny. But yeah. Okay, I have to come in and pipe up again. When it comes to using ceiling zappers, this is fine, technically. But it is more optimal, just one tile up. I can't believe I have to say that. Because I've been seeing this a lot more recently, I don't know why, where people are just misusing traps, almost like entirely. These will, one tile up, it will hit more enemies farther, so yeah. Because it's like a cone shape, I'm pretty sure. It's like a cone-esque shape. Which, you know, it'll still hit, you know, it'll hit out on the enemies. But it can I think it's higher. It targets more enemies per hit. It's a weird thing. It's a very, very weird trap. So, yeah. Honestly, the more they build, the more confused I get. Because, like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what is this? Oh my gosh. Well, at least there's some attempt at proper use of broadsides, but then they mess up right here, and then they mess up right here. Oh, oh man, this is just annoying. Actually, it does have good range. Probably one of the weirdest transitions I've ever done. Like complaining about something that just like, oh yeah, see that good range it has. Yeah. Now that again, an assault rifle would probably do better for this situation. But for a pistol, dude, that's even something with one tapping with a headshot crit. That's honestly really good. Then you know, I could shoot that witch for a bit. Oh, they're asking if they're ready. Hold up. Already, the mission defense has begun, and the defense of assholery and idiocy has started killing. Now, of course, the broadsides aren't going to be doing that much. I don't really see that. Honestly, this defense is really embarrassing. But, you know, the ceiling zappers are actually killing things. As you see, you know, it's targeting the enemies a little better. Strong. But not much enemies are spawning over. So let's go to the other side, which has a bit more of a condensed crowd. And I got stuck on a ramp. As you can see, the pistol itself doesn't seem to be doing much on paper, because then it's getting all the husks around it are being attacked by the traps, of course. Because which they do seem to be reaching out and hitting other enemies, which is very nice. I don't know if it's multiple enemies at once or just one enemy at once. It's kind of hard to tell. There's you know, especially for you guys, because there's a Gudra covering the screen, and there's, you know, it's being covered by the Gudra. Now they're using, okay, for a while they're using a water gun in a water zone, so they're doing about 67% of damage. But they seem to have swapped out their weapon, if you have to say it. Very nice. As you see, the pistol itself seems to be doing alright. Now if you just shoot enemies, let the affliction take care of them, of course that will optimize on a little, not optimize, but it will do more damage per enemy. But healing death burst and the traps, you know, it's gonna make it so that they're just constantly healing themselves. It isn't that good for him. So, you know, swap a wafer and let's see how much we can do. So we have a big crowd of huskies right here. A little annoying in my opinion. We've got a riot husky. I'm gonna throw down a drone. These should take care of riot huskies just in case. I'm gonna hop back behind the line. Now, they seem to be surviving a good portion of the bullets, which is really annoying. But if we get them targeted, so also one of our teammates threw down a decoy, super tasty, lets me target the enemy. As you see, the pistol doesn't seem to be doing that well now. Interesting. I didn't change anything about the last build from this build. They just seem to be doing a bit less. I don't, oh yeah, because I'm not letting it really hit that pinpoint. Because I'm moving around, I'm missing more of my shots because I'm moving around and shooting at the same time. So if I just sit still and let my bullets do the thing, as you see it is now, once again, actually hitting the shots and getting headshots, which is basically good, setting them. As we kind of fix the issue, which is very tasty. Very, very tasty. Now I think one of my teammates are actually using the duet. I made a video on the weapon, a very good weapon, but I don't know how they're purging it. Sounds. So let's go into this crowd and let's just shoot up a bit. Now these two broadsides right here, well, used to be two. Well, you know, they're being balanced between them, which is super tasty. So they're doing a bit more damage. Would be more cool if they're one solid apart, but it's fine. These ones are fine at least. that one over there is it, but yeah. Yeah, we've got a smasher, so I'll pop the wafer and do a bit of a smasher test. Seems to be doing the same about as before. So, roughly a magazine or magazine and a half. And I am dead. Of course, that's a magazine with magazine perk for increased bullets and firing time. So yeah. Our teammate has gone down. Let me go grab him. Okay, down. As you see, the pistol itself isn't doing half that bad. Now, of course, it might not be looking like it's doing that good, but then I'm not really hitting all my shots. I'm not the best at aiming, and there's a lot of visual effects in this mode, and it's kind of hard to see the enemies sometimes. So yeah. But you see, when I do hit those headshots, and I do actually hit the enemy, it does fairly well. So yeah. I have to just sit here and target their head. Almost a Fargus. I was trying to say focus and target at the same time. But no, if I just focus on their head and actually hit my shots, it will of course kill them, which is super tasty. Pop a wafer for this nerf. Very, very good. Oh, that actually chunked way out its health. That's nice. That's nice. I'm gonna pop a... I didn't want to do that. I want to pop a teddy so I can actually move on to the other side, see what's going on. But yeah, so let's go see. Oh, we have mini boss. I was about to say, actually, I might cut away till we get mini boss. But we have a frenzied fire, slowing pool, knockback. So let's pop a wafer, pop a drone, just as backup, and let's see what we can do. So it is slowly chunking away at its health, which is fairly decent. Now, this isn't a mini boss that requires melee, so that's actually really good for the view. We rarely ever get these ones, which is super weird, but you know, it's appreciated. They are taking it away. Alright. As you can see, it is doing pretty basic damage. Especially, but for a mini-boss, against a mini-boss, that's actually really good. So let's pop another wafer real quick. Switch back to the pistol and see what we can do. About the same. Now, I was looking at the health bar, I wasn't shooting at it for a second, I aware of that. But, as you can see, it is doing decent. It's not the worst, but nor is it really the best. For mini bosses, I kind of suggest using the three whatever I would call it that one video. You know, three melees, not three melees, but the three mini boss weapons. You know, the Huskbuster, the Pot Shot, Bazooka, and then the Ravager for melee bosses, of course. Yeah, I don't want to use your. And also, wait, no, they're boxing me in here. Let me out, you fucking bitch. Also, they didn't actually build this properly. So you do pyramid builds. You don't do this build because if they get on top, then they just break one floor and they can just walk right in. You cover it to where it's like tarping it. You tarp it. You don't wall it. You tarp it. I think that's a good way to word it. As you see, it's making that gross sound effect now, where it's almost broken. It makes that like clicky sound. I really hate it. Oh, I hate that sound effect. As you can see, it's doing fairly well, but it's about to break. But I think I've got one I need to show, so I'll see you in lobby. So, would I suggest they Turncoat as a primary weapon in Fortnite Save the World? Yes, because besides being a very strong weapon, it's also a bit of a Swiss Army knife, where you can perk it in a bunch of different ways and just have a very unique way of playing with it, depending on how you want to do it. You can have, I want to say, can this all be damage? Okay, no, it can be, you can have like 3 damage with like 1 headshot multiplier and just try to get headshots, or, you know, like you can run this in a bunch of ways. You can run it with double crit rating even, which you shouldn't do because diminishing returns. But point being, there's a lot of ways to use this. It's very similar to the, what's the SMG called? I used it in the live stream a while back. It's the Rad Rod weapon. The Rat-a-tat-tat. That weapon, well, SMG, that SMG is also a bit of a Swiss Army knife, where you can perk it in very unique ways and just make it a very custom weapon for yourself and playstyle, which is super nice for Save the World because not everyone wants to play in a very uniform way, and nobody should, because it's a video game and you should play it how you want to play it. And if you have fun doing a certain way, or you like to have a faster fire rate, or if you're a weird person, weapon stability, I don't think anyone actually ever uses that perk, but it exists. But if you're one of those people who do use it, it could be a fun way for you to play. And I think highly customizable weapons in Fortnite Save the World are just a very important thing to have, and can lead to probably a lot of fun. Now, of course, I don't remember if I actually showed the perks, but I know I did show the perks in the intro. So here they are again if you are still watching this, surprisingly. But yeah. Anyways, I hope to see you at Late Night with Creature tonight, because this will be the last one of September I'll be recording. Well, not recording, but, doing live. And I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye.